So today, who's ready for a little scribble challenge? The next idea and technique for overcoming art block is just to do a little scribble challenge for yourself. Basically, just taking a pencil or a pen and start making lines, start making shapes, start making something, random shapes, and you can kind of take a look at it and see, what do I see out of this? Think about like when you look up at the clouds and you start making shapes out of them. And it's kind of along the same idea. And you keep playing around until something pops up. So for me, whenever I do this, I always see like little monsters or creatures or animals or something always seem to come to life. But it can be people or figures, it can be animals, it could be landscapes, mountains. It all depends on what it is that kind of sticks out to you. And then this can either be something that, if you want to, you could definitely finish it up and kind of go super detailed into it. This can be used just as a concept tool to, do some character designing or layout design. And so you see, just from, random scribbles coming on here, this has turned into a weird kind of bird, vulture, humanoid type of character thing. The other thing is, depending on what materials you're using, you can also use something like a Sharpie. And what this will do is it'll give you a little bit different of a feeling. So it'll give you different lines, a little bit thicker, um, also like kind of like a brush pen look. And the same thing, just kind of seeing shapes and seeing what it is that you kind of make out of them. Another idea is if you were to use like a coffee stain or like a tea stain or ink, and you just kind of spilled a little bit on the page, and you'll notice that they make these different shapes and these different like watermarks, and then kind of going in and outlining or seeing what kind of characters or whatever you can see. And actually, another idea that I had was, when I saw a bunch of character designing creatures and stuff for movies and films and things, they would go in and do silhouettes. With these, all you're focusing on is on the outline, kind of like shadow characters. And they'll go in and say, okay, well, we want a character on all fours, and we need to decide what kind of body type would look good, or what kind of different features or attributes, and just going in and scribbling in the shape and filling it in, and you can kind of keep adding to it to design your different characters. And that would work for head shapes, where you're trying to come up with a silhouette without all the internal details yet, something that's going to be strong. Like, for example, here's another thing, like if you, just to kind of share how important a silhouette is, you know, I think the sides are a little bit tall, but you should still be able to kind of understand this is a Batman, and how powerful that silhouette is. for how powerful this silhouette is. You know, everyone knows this one as well as, you know, Mickey Mouse and Disney. And interesting fact about this is, like, whenever how powerful this is, whenever they have it's a little bit different with the new animated ones, or the new computer animated ones, but all of the traditional animation and maybe even some of the newer ones, Mickey Mouse, the ears are so powerful in his silhouette. So whenever he would turn, his face would turn, but his ears would kind of shift. You know, the ears might kind of be like this, and then they shift to this, but they never turn sideways. Not in any of the old movies, not in any of the old animations, because the silhouette was so powerful, and they wanted to make sure that they kept that with the ears. So hopefully this has helped, and you guys have gotten a little bit inspired. And try it for yourself. You can use pen, pencil, Sharpie, ink, anything you want, and just scribble down some shapes and see what it is that you come up with.